we talking about the pop out tour,
Yeah,
the night LA is never gonna forget.
exactly, exactly.
What's going on, man? So how was your feelings about it? You watched it?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it. Yeah, I watched it, and I'm glad I did watch it. You know what I mean? It was something that was unexpected.
Mm.
I thought it was just gonna be your typical, Kendrick K-Dot show. He performed and he may bring out a few special guests, but it was nothing like that. It was way more than I expected. You know, and
I expected what we got from his set, but the entire night like culminating together in it, it was just amazing.
yeah, that's what made it so special. And then another thing that I loved about it too, Frank, is that he allows so many, the younger artists, you know what I mean, that's upcoming. He allowed them they shine too. So that was real beautiful, especially for LA. And it's kind of weird because you had veterans like Snoop, Dre, Cube, and they've never really did anything like that before. You know,
Right.
now granted, you have Snoop here co-sign maybe certain artists and things like that. I remember he did that with the Game and Kendrick and Nipsey and things like that before it's actually putting on a show of his own and then showcasing a lot of upcoming talent that really don't get to that exposure. Like
Yeah.
that's never really been done before. You
It
know,
was kin and friends, and that just shows like how much love he gets, from the
exactly.
West and from LA specifically.
Right. And it just shows that he got love for the upcoming artists too that's
Mm.
coming up, you know. Now,
Right.
mind you, when the West Coast, they've been saying the West Coast is don't have it, and you know what I mean. Our days is over, and our artists is just regional. But when he put on that event and he had everybody come out, no matter what part of LA they was from or LA County, Compton, Watts, Inglewood,
Speaking
South.
of showing love for LA artists, man, DJ Head. DJ
Yes.
Head did his damn thing. He's always showing love for the independent
Shout
and
out
small
to DJ Ed. Shout out
artists.
to DJ Ed. Shout out to DJ Mustard too as well. You know.
Ooh, I mean, let's see. I got they set list.
Okay.
Uh, Ed had Remble, Rayvon,
Yeah.
Cuzzo's,
Yeah.
Rucci, Problem came out, Wally the Sensei,
Yeah.
Westside Boogie,
Yeah.
Soul Sama, Kalon for real, Bino Riddell,
Yeah.
who
RJ.
RJMRLA,
Yeah.
OG, the end Problem again. That's all just from headset.
See. See. Well, I mean, and it's been it's been a while since you probably seen Problem on the stage, performing.
Mhm.
So just to give him that look on that big stage, that was amazing.
I've seen him live before. Problem he's got the new project, the
Yeah.
Chupacabra
Yeah.
with Vic,
Real quick, yes. Yes.
I wonder why Quick didn't get up on the stage.
I don't know. Quick might have been in Canada because the Dog Pound they up in Canada doing the show, so I think Quick was part of that. Yeah, but yeah, it was amazing. I just hope we see more of that from the West Coast.
Who
You know,
else could?
the only one I thought of who possibly would have did that is God bless the dead was Nipsey. That's one of the only artists I would see who would have that type of mind frame to be like, you know what? I want to bridge the gaps between, the red and the blue and just give everybody a shot. He's like the only one I could see of this generation who would have pulled something like that off. Because he had that mind frame. He was already working with a lot of Bloods behind the scenes and things like that, and doing songs with them as well. So I can definitely see him, pulling something, bridging that gap.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. We was just talking about Quick. Quick couldn't do that.
It would have already been done.
Mhm.
I mean, you can go to Cube, you can go to Dre, you can go to Snoop. Who else am I forgetting? But they could have did it back in their days in the '90s, and I mean, even in the 2000s.
I think Drake could still do it. I think honestly he could. He's for one, he's not that dude to do that. The
Yeah,
closest that we saw was the Super Bowl show, but it
right.
wasn't. anything like, anything on a scale, dude. But as far as like bringing the entire West, because it wasn't just like those people on the stage, it was the
Yeah.
entire city. Like everybody was tuned in. Everybody wanted to get into that forum.
Yeah. That's what made it so beautiful. That's what made it so special. You know what I mean? Because he reached out to everybody, and also he had help with with DJ Head and DJ Mustard as well, and also E-40. From what I'm hearing, he also was a big part of putting the show together too. Behind the scenes, though, E-40 was definitely um, he was definitely significant in helping putting the show together too. That a lot of people don't know. So
At the 40 water, hell yeah,
yeah, shout out to E-40. Big shout out to him. So it was a dope show. It was a dope show. I just want to see more of it. You know what I mean? It could be something annual. It could be annual. It could be on on Juneteenth. It could be an annual event. Where all the LA artists come and just put on a big show.
I don't think they could ever capture that energy again. Like
Yeah.
it was. I think the pop out part 2 would be dope. Like I think like they could
Yeah,
probably do
it's
something, even maybe do something bigger and better. But I don't think they'll ever capture that.
because it was so unexpected though. That's why it was so special. It wasn't predictable. We didn't know that. We just know they was gonna bring out some special appearances.
Right.
It could have been one or two people they brought out, and then Kendrick would have took over after that. But they was bringing back people left and right. Like, oh shit. That's what made it so special. It was unpredictable. So
Tell me, what was the highlight of the night for you?
that's a good question. It was so many. Like just seeing like a lot of artists, you would hear on the radio. They may have a song on the radio and things like that. But just seeing them, come out one by one, unexpected. You know what I'm saying? Like just one by one. Okay, you had RJ, you had Boo Bucks Clan, you had them, you had Kalen Farrell. He came out with Rico. So it was just back to back, back to back, back to back. You know what I mean? It was back to back. So that's what made it so special. It was unpredictable.
I think for me it was the probably the Black Hippie reunion.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say the Black Hippie move. Yeah, that was special. That was very special because those is day ones.
I honestly expected SZA to come out too.
You did?
I thought it was gonna happen, yeah, but
Yeah.
I think it was probably good that she didn't because the set list
Yeah.
for Dot's set was just immaculate, and yeah, I think throwing in anything that him and SZA have might have just, I don't know, cut it in half or something, or split the battle. I don't know, but yeah. It's what do you think about the Latino and the Mexican community?
That's a good.
Like talking about the representation.
So let me ask you felt they was left out. Was they left?
I don't really feel like they were left out, but maybe that's not for me to feel. If they were left out, then they were left out, especially if they feel that way. But OGZ performed. OGZ was out there. He was he's a Mexican American rapper.
Yeah.
The only one, that really graced the stage, but
yeah, it's been some talk about that. How some of the Mexican artists felt like they wasn't included or whatever. And I don't think that was by how we just wanted to just exclude Mexicans. I don't think that was I think when you're trying to put the show together, you're trying to figure out how many artists you can fit in a certain time slot. It makes it was a lot. You see every artist, they did one song and they had to get off the stage.
Got a couple off, like especially the headliners of each set.
Like YG, and there was a few others. When he brought the Black Hippie, Schoolboy, right. Whatever. But I don't think it was intentional.
No, I don't either. But what's crazy is I wouldn't be surprised if it was. It was on Juneteenth.
On Juneteenth, you got a point.
You
You-
know, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. And again, like it's really not for me to feel
I,
like
I was just saying that too, though. It happened on a historical day, which is Juneteenth,
Mhm.
which is about Black folks.
And a couple of them people who are complaining, a couple of these podcasters and a few of these talking heads out here that are actually complaining about, the misrepresentation of Mexicans at the Pop Out show.
Yeah,
Didn't even know what Juneteenth was about.
exactly. I think somebody said it was a massacre or something like that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, related it to the Tulsa, to the Black Wall Street massacre.
Yeah, but that was in 1921, though. That
Good
was,
try, man. That's not exactly what's going on here, though.
they didn't have the information right because I heard it too. I heard it too, and
But that person also was not equating the concert to Juneteenth. He didn't even know it was Juneteenth. He
yeah,
thought Juneteenth was a few days ago. Is what he said.
no, it was on
Our
Tuesday.
words. This is what he said.
It was done. That show was done strategically, and it was specifically done on June the 19th. They actually picked that date because it was so many festivals that's going on around the country on that day for Black folks.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
one at Murray Park had got canceled.
yeah, I heard about that as well. I heard about that getting canceled, but that show was done specifically on that date. So if I'm a Mexican rapper and I didn't get invited or whatever, I wouldn't feel no type of way. That's like them doing a show on Cinco de Mayo. You know what I mean? And we don't, nobody that's Black that's a rapper get invited to a show or something like that.
And
They
y'all
would,
had like Just It Dog or something.
yeah, we couldn't feel no type of way though.
Of
You know
course.
what I mean? Because it's on a special day that represents them.
And I
Now,
would,
if it wasn't on Juneteenth, let's just say it was on another day that wasn't Juneteenth, then yeah, they have a point because they part of this LA hip hop, they part of the West Coast.
mhm.
You know what I mean? And they made some contributions for us, West Coast hip hop. You can go back to the days of Kid Frost and and things of that nature. So they definitely have made some contributions. You know,
What do you think of Lefty Gunplay?
he would have been a great. I think I was. He would have been great for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He talked too much shit.
he does. But I was thinking, I'm like, damn, he would have fit great on that lineup. I mean, he's a new upcoming rapper. He got a few songs on the radio. He got a nice little buzz, and a lot of people that he done songs with was on the stage, was part of that with the G Pericos, the RJs, and things like that. He got songs with them guys. So he would have been a great. That would have been awesome, and that it would have killed all that notion that they was excluded and things like that. You
I
know,
think you're right about that. Just the inclusion of just him. I
yeah,
think you're
exactly.
right about that.
And it would have made sense because, like I say, he got a good buzz right now. He's known, throughout LA, and everybody knows him. He got some songs on the radio. It would have been a great fit.
He's not from the hood, is he though? He's not from LA. He's like from the IE or somewhere, ain't he?
That's still part of LA County, though, Baldwin Park.
I mean, but who else on there was from there? Let's look at hold on, we got Mustard's set list here. He did a few of his songs. He brought out Blast. He brought out Ty Dolla Sign.
Yeah,
Um, Dom Kennedy. I thought that was dope.
that was dope. That was
Uh,
dope. I didn't expect Dom Kennedy to come out, but that was dope.
right, straight up.
Yeah,
Tyler, he brought out Tyler the Creator. I thought
didn't
I
expect,
thought the Creator, right?
I didn't expect Tyler to come out,
Not
but
at
that,
all.
yeah,
He did the Nipsey shit with Roddy Rich. Roddy Rich came out after that, and Roddy Rich did a few records. And then YG closed it off, and
yeah,
almost all their hits.
yeah,
But and then of course we got the dot list. He brought out Black Hippie, of course. That was always so dope. I
yeah.
had seen TDE before at the Made in America festival. Like what?
Okay. Okay.
10 years ago or something. The only one that happened in LA.
Okay.
They TDE closed off the second day, 2-day festival, and
Right.
my bad, the first day closed off the first day. Yay closed off the second day.
Okay.
And yeah, that everybody thought Kendrick was gonna blow it down.
Yeah.
Schoolboy Q stole the damn show. It
Oh,
was Schoolboy Q's joint. They was all out there, man. He
yeah.
jumped everywhere. He had energy. He was like, yep, yep,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh hell yeah, that shit was popping.
Yeah.
And then he brought out Dre, and then he brought out everybody after that.
But everybody. Yeah, that's when
Right.
the celebration began. So let me ask you this, Frank. Like that mind you, a lot of those artists, got features with Drake, right? With Drake, So how you think Drake felt when he seen a lot of those artists that he did music with in the past, and even some of the NBA players that came out, for Kendrick Lamar that Drake had relationships with. I,
I
like,
think he kind of felt exactly like I did when I was watching it. Like I didn't expect it to be like so going at him. Like I expected he would play like a couple of the joints, like or all of them, But he started out with the Euphoria, but didn't even go into all of that. And
right?
then just kind of, then he did swimming pools.
He did swimming pools,
He
exactly.
did swimming pools.
Yeah, he went
And
through 6 albums.
but I think when he started bringing everybody out once he did They Not Like Us the first
Right,
time.
the first time.
Then I think Drake might have been feeling exactly like I was feeling at the point, like, damn, I didn't know this whole shit was gonna be really on me like this. Right then it became apparent to me, like, and then like by the third time I was like, oh, Drake's done. Like, and I think he was kind of feeling the same exact way. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, feeling the way in the moment. Of course, he felt different as soon as
right.
he left there, like, yeah. But
And then
yeah,
they had LeBron in the audience. They had LeBron in the audience too. So you think
everybody in the audience. I seen all these photos floating around.
Rick
Everybody.
Ross there too. So Rick Ross, he was part of it too.
Who?
Rick Ross, he was in
Oh,
the
yeah.
audience. Yeah, and they were looking at each other too. But let me ask you this though. This is everybody's talking about the game. Why the game wasn't invited or there? What's your thoughts on that?
I didn't even really get to see. I turned on his explanation, and how he be talking. I was
Yeah,
very so
yeah.
waiting for him to get to a point, and I never heard it, but I didn't. I had to turn him off of him, so I really don't even know why. But shit, why? Like, why would he be there? Like, honestly, I can think of a few more people like who probably should have been there, but wasn't there, or at least not on the stage. So
Right.
the game's missing of it. Like he always played himself, so shit. He probably did something.
What makes you think he played himself? You think it's because of the people he surrounded himself with, for his management team, or just some of the decisions he made? Because even with the Super Bowl, he didn't get chosen for that. They had chosen 50 Cent over him.
And he had some splaining to do about that, or some complaining to do about that.
Yeah, and then he came out. Remember, he came out and said that Kanye had did more for him than Dre had did, and
Yeah, you're answering your own question. These are the reasons why he always fucking plays himself. He always shoots himself in the foot some way, somehow. He talking
yeah,
shit about whatchamacallit. He just released this record against who? Against
Rick Ross.
yeah, oh yeah, right, okay. What, he went at Eminem for no reason. He
Yeah,
dropped a damn album with like 48 records on. Come on, dude. Like, and Game's so talented. Like he's so dope.
he's a
But
artist.
honestly, I'd have rather seen MC8 on the stage than Game.
Damn, like that.
And with the chill. Like honestly, I'd have rather seen two of them Compton dudes.
You rather see him dub over the game, huh?
That's right.
That's a hard one, right? That's damn. Okay.
Game says like
Yeah.
you're always playing yourself, and he's playing himself again by explaining whatever he's trying to explain why he wasn't there.
So you think
Pick up everybody and just keep it moving.
So
celebrating
you
on
think right now, like the West Coast ain't really fucking with him like they used to before? You think it's pretty much a wrap for him for his rap career?
that. Nah, I will double answer to that. Two-sided question. I think his rap career is pretty much done. He'll need some immaculate, conception or production
Yeah,
to bring it back, and but I think the West is always gonna have love for game.
yeah. I mean,
To the first part of the question, I think the West is always fucking with gang. He's got a couple classic albums.
he does.
One,
And we can't deny that. We can't deny that. You know.
always reps the West. He does not
Yeah,
fail on that on any front.
yeah,
So I think the West is always fucking with gang.
yeah. I think to an extent too. I think also too. He also give some backlash too from the company he keeps too. For his manager. I don't even like saying that dude's name, but with Whack 100. You know,
Is he
because he
still the manager? I think I be hearing him like refer to him as like when he was with the game or when the game. I think.
they still have ties, but that kind of rubbed people the wrong way to it because it's like, damn, you have your manager out here starting all these different types of beefs and drama and shit with everybody, and it's like you kind of not even stepping in and be like, oh, chill out, or anything. So that also has a negative impact on the game as well. Because it's like, nigga, we don't want to deal with you, and you bring that nigga around, that type of thing. So I can imagine that has some type of influence as well, is why people kind of like don't want to deal with game, at the moment, you
You know,
know.
I'm literally more excited that I saw Tommy the Clown up there
Yeah, hey, that was another one that was unexpected. That's
more than I would have been excited seeing the game.
that's LA. That's LA all day long. Time of the Clown.
I
You-
know a
you-
couple of my young dudes used to battle zones. They used to paint
Yeah,
me up. They was all with it.
and it's like you have to be from LA to really know about Time of the Clown. Like if you're not from LA or know the LA culture, then Time of the Clown. You be like, who the fuck is that? But that's part of the culture.
Right.
The culture.
A lot of places, bit what he was doing, bit the style, a long time ago,
Yeah,
but nothing
yeah,
really has that cultural, significance places, cultural significance from a certain region like
exactly.
Clown does.
Right. Right. So yeah, it was good seeing Tommy the Clown. It's good, and so let me ask you this, Frank. Since also Kendrick Lamar, he's shooting a video this weekend in Compton for not like
Mhm.
yeah, he's actually shooting a video, which is pretty dope. And he actually went into Compton, and they got a few videos floating around on the internet of him out there. I think he was by the Tams Hamburger spot with a DJ Mustard, and they was getting some footage of that. So he's definitely putting his foot on Drake's neck. You know what I'm saying? He's
Right.
definitely putting his foot on his neck.
It was
So
right. Head said it like even before the damn show. Like, if you don't like West Coast music, it's gonna be a long summer for you.
it is. It is.
It ain't just that. That record is inspiring everybody to pop out in their own way. Um,
So how you think Drake can come back? You think he can come back from this, or he's pretty much dead in the water too?
I
How do
mean, as far as the beef and the battle goes, he's dead in the water.
Okay.
There's no coming back for him in both senses. Like he can't come back from this. And I mean, it's not like he's gone anywhere. As soon as he drops anything, everybody's going to want to listen, and everybody's going to listen.
Right.
And his fans and his stands, they're gonna be right back. It's not like they went anywhere. It's
Right. Right.
don't
Right.
gotta
Right.
worry about nothing. He ain't got to worry about nothing, and we ain't got to worry about the fact that he'll be back because he'll be back at some point.
He will. He definitely will. I mean, he got tons of hits. It seems like every time he comes out, he drops a song. It's a hit.
Yeah.
The radio loves him. He still got his hardcore fans out there that still want to fuck with him. So he definitely can't redeem himself before it's trying to go back at Kendrick on a diss. Like nah, he don't want that. He don't want that smoke. He,
Uh,
oh,
that's
nah,
how it's been, though, bro. Like,
So
So
I
it
think
was academics making the comparison about how his fans was on they didn't give a shit when he went in on when he went in on Meek for like damn
right,
near 2 years straight.
exactly.
Kendrick went in on him for like a week straight, and they're just still crying about it.
But Drake did something similar too, though. Drake had over your fest. You remember that when
Yeah,
he was with
that's it
me,
every year,
and
don't you?
that was the song he started with, was back to back. You know,
Yeah.
this Meek Mill. You remember that? So it's you see how everything kind of correlates. You know,
Did Doc get the game plan from him?
I don't know. I don't remember. Did he? I don't know. He
I don't
played.
know either. What's apparent is like right now was his time. Like
Yeah,
right now, like he is no way he couldn't ride this wave into that. And people are talking about a new project from him. You know, coming off the heat of this.
mhm.
I would hope if that does happen, I hope he doesn't keep going at Drake. Honestly,
I don't think you will. I don't think you will. 'Cause he already showed, and the fans already showed that he won. So it's like, what else you got to prove? You put off one of the dopest shows in 2024, one of the dopest concerts. Like,
of
it,
the decade, we're
yeah,
all
it's
sure that it's
and for the West Coast, you represented for us really well. So we don't have anything else to prove.
the West Coast is back. Like
Yeah, it definitely. He definitely brought some resurrection to us. That's definitely. So the whole
say that's a stretch because a lot of people who was watching it, tuning in, like not from LA,
yeah.
don't even know who half the people who got on that stage were.
That's true. That's true. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. But I guess it doesn't even matter because as long as we know who they are, and that's who he did it for.
Yeah,
From the West Coast. That's who he did it for. He wasn't tripping if he was from the East Coast or down south or the Midwest. He wasn't tripping on that. I was also, huh?
okay, tell me this. So I asked you who else could do it from LA. What artists do you see from any other city or region can do that and can capture that energy? Like whether they had a beef going on with whether they had the biggest beef going on in the game or not, whether they had a small beef going on. Where could that happen? What city could get that popping? And what
What?
artists can drive?
Okay, I can definitely see Atlanta.
What artist?
I can see a Ti tip. I,
Ti could do that.
I can see Ti doing that, bringing everybody from Atlanta, from young and old, you know, and pull them all out. I can definitely see him doing that. I can see the little baby, you know.
Hmm.
But it takes. I'll say this, Frank. It takes a special type of artist to pull something like that off.
And that's I get that. That's
Yeah,
kind of built into the question. It
yeah.
also takes the right time, like
Right
God
time
had,
too.
right?
It takes the right time. Let's just say New York. It could definitely go down in New York. New York got so many different artists from back in the day, from old school to the new school.
Who's doing that? Who's pulling it off on that level?
That's a good question, man. I think the closest thing we had something like that on the East Coast was the verses with the Locks and Dipset.
Mm,
That was monumental too, as well, for the East Coast,
yeah,
and all about the East Coast. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It was all about the East Coast. So when Jada Kiss had his time to shine, he shined. He stepped up. It's the same thing with Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar had his time to shine, and he stepped up to the plate. You
I
know what I'm
feel like
saying?
it's more to the pop out. Like and I saw that and I saw somebody had made that analogy online of that was the biggest moment, like that the East Coast can equate to it in recent memory, as
Hmm.
far as what happened, on Juneteenth. Um,
Exactly.
as I want to call it the Great Western Forum, but like there's differences in that because it wasn't like the Locks was bringing anybody together like to unite the city, other than the fans, which of course is who it's all for, and
They,
they successfully did it. But I think the biggest correlation is it was also the right time. It was the right event. They were going at you know the Dipset, whoever. never really liked. So,
And mind you, we were still going through COVID too. So
yes, exactly, right time. Yeah,
mostly everybody was in the house. That's pretty much all we had is entertainment.
and I say that to say like if the Locks were to like put together a festival or a show, like a show that they're headlining and call it the Locks and Friends, I
Mhm.
don't think they would need the right time to make what just happened happen. Yeah, they could. I don't think they could just do it. They have a tour going on right now, don't they? They have a 20th anniversary tour or something.
Yeah, but I think it's just them. I think it's just them, though, right? That performs.
Exactly.
But you
And
got
so
it's
that's what
only
I'm saying. They don't have the right time for it right now. I
yeah.
think like they would have to the zeitgeist would have to be different. You know.
I can see that. I can definitely see your point. But you gotta understand with the Locks, it's three members though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a little different with versus Kendrick. It's just only one of him. So and Kendrick can hold a show by himself. Not saying Jada Kiss can't hold a show by himself, or even Styles, or even Sheik.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But Kendrick, we've seen that over the years. He can put on a show and hold the whole show by himself. You
Yeah.
know? And
All, what works in their favor is they have a lot of connections to so many other artists. They've worked with every damn body over the
talking about the
years.
Locks, yeah,
Yes.
of
So
course,
they could pick and choose who they gonna bring out. Like, and yeah.
yeah. But it would be dope though, Frank, if other cities did it too. Let's just say you had something for Southern artists.
Mhm.
You know, it was in Houston or Atlanta, and you had some from the East Coast. That shit would be dope. It would.
And I don't see the energy, man. Them people energy ain't like it is in the West, man. They got their energy and they do their thing, but it ain't gonna never feel like it just felt for real.
Well,
You don't think Jay-Z could do it for New York?
he could definitely do it. But Jay Z, speaking of Jay Z, he just had a recent concert for. And let me get your opinion on this with for what's the football player, the quarterback, Peyton Manning.
Kaepernick,
No, Peyton Manning for
Peyton Manning,
for the
Archie
Patriots.
son.
Yeah, yeah. And he came out on stage, and the fans didn't really show him no love. And mind you, it was a majority all white audience that
Mhm.
was in attendance. But no, it was Tom Brady. I'm sorry, Tom Brady. Tom Brady,
Oh, okay, yeah, right. Uh-huh.
uh, inducted to the Hall of Fame. So of course Jay Z was there to celebrate and also do a performance. But did nobody even pay any attention to Jay Z like that, which is crazy because Jay Z is like the big dog in hip hop. But
But but is he that type of artist that can still do that? Like,
no,
his
I don't.
whole thing has been grown hip hop for a while.
But it's like he don't even really represent hip hop like that.
Exactly.
Because you could take an artist like Rakim, that's hip hop all day long.
Hmm.
He's still performing, at different events and things like that. He's still gonna
But
rock it.
like, but we're looking for somebody who could do what K Dot just did. You know,
Jay Z,
I don't see Rakim getting anywhere near that.
Jay Z could do it. He could definitely do it. Do he want to do it? I don't know.
I don't think he wants to either. I believe Cameron when he says he don't like hip hop.
Yeah, you can tell why. And it was several people that spoke out about it. It's like, why are you going to perform at Tom Brady's Hall of Fame event, and you couldn't perform at no 50th anniversary celebrations? You know what I mean? Not one. So that pretty much, his actions pretty much tell us in the hip hop community, like, you know, fuck you
You know
guys.
what? Thinking about it, really like dissecting it, and we mentioned this guy, and I don't know how he just went past the question. I believe E-40 could do it, and it just shows he was involved with making this happen. I believe E-40 could make that shit happen. Nothing of it.
E-40 could definitely pull it off. He could definitely pull it off. If you did something like
That
this,
same
you,
energy, yes.
if you did something like this in the Bay Area, whether in Oakland, San Francisco, I could definitely see because you got to understand in the Bay Area they got a lot of independent artists up there too, just like we do in LA.
and they city shows them love.
Exactly. So I could definitely see this going down in the Bay. I could definitely see E-40 pulling something like that off, and hopefully he does. Hopefully this will inspire him to do something like that in the Bay, because that'd be really dope, not
That'd
only
be
for the Bay but also for the artist too. You
E-40
know?
has nothing but friends out in that game, out in that
Exactly. And it
industry.
would pull up for him. They all would pull up for him.
Uh,
All would pull up for him, and it would be dope. Especially for the Bay Area hip hop. And it would, I could definitely see it would be mixed too. I would definitely see a lot of Hispanic artists be
yeah,
performing on stage too. Because you got to understand, you know, with the Mexicans up north, is their relationship with the blacks are totally different. It's more intertwined. Like it's more love, it's more togetherness
yeah.
versus how it is in Southern California, where it's kind of like, we fuck with you when we fuck with you, but it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? In the Bay is different. It's totally different. They actually got love for one another. So I can definitely see that being like a show where they definitely get included. You know, so
Man, that shit was just amazing, though, dude. I've watched, I watched the whole thing live, straight up and down, and then I watched a few clips from over the last couple of days, just turning them on, and oh hell yeah, trying to rekindle the feeling that I was feeling because I was hyped, I was
it was,
jumping around.
everybody who watched that show was on a high for at least a couple of days.
Yep.
For and it just wasn't what it was just the energy. It was
Social media still is, man. My whole timeline is still filled with.
Yeah, it's the energy was undeniable because there was a lot of love in
Mm-hmm.
that arena. So whenever you have something like that, that's explosive. That's a high that it's going to take a while to come off of. It's no different from, I keep going back to the Locks and the Dipset when they did that for the East Coast.
Right.
They was on the high for a while after, for weeks. They kept referring back to that.
Mm.
So it's going to be the same thing, for us out here out west.
And the energy is gonna keep going because they're not gonna waste too much time putting that video out.
No, they not. They not. You may see it drop sometime next week.
Right. And yeah, I can't wait to see what moves forward and just hoping that the energy it keeps up and I hope that pop out concert just inspired all those artists who were on stage and who weren't on stage
Yeah.
to get that shit popping and this
How'd you
all summer long.
before I forget, I'm gonna leave you with this question. How'd you feel about him bringing like different hoods and things like that together, on stage and things like that?
I thought it was beautiful. I first noticed it when Remble performed and then Rucci performed.
Yeah.
And somebody else was in the house who you didn't really expect to be
Mm,
on a stage like that. And
mm,
then there were people there who you could totally see on there like G Perico,
yeah.
and yeah, it was a beautiful thing, man. I don't give a shit about that gang shit. I think it's stupid as hell, and then whatever the
Yeah.
hell they got going with it is what they got going with it.
Yeah.
It's not so fascinating to me as it is everybody else, but it's always beautiful to see when they can bring it together like that.
But it just shows you how Kendrick is tapped into the streets though still.
Hmm.
A lot
And
of
I would hope that they would, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that now. Yeah, but they should keep the love up. They definitely should. Who it was 211 out there? I think I saw 211 on there. They had
well,
a bunch of
I'm sure he was in the building. I'm sure. I mean, it was in his backyard in Inglewood.
He
So
didn't. I thought I might have saw him in that photo, but I don't. It was too many people there. They had too
yeah.
many dancers in
But I'm
there.
sure he's probably there. If he didn't get on stage, I'm sure he's probably in attendance though. It was in his backyard,
Right.
you know. But it was a beautiful event. I just hope that we could just, from this continue on with the progress,
Mm.
especially amongst LA artists. You know what I mean? And it just get bigger, and hopefully, it could be hopefully turn into something annual. You know,
Hopefully, yeah. That would be dope again, man. I'd definitely be trying to get to one of them if they made it an annual thing. I was a little bit
Yeah,
on that I couldn't get to one. I was just out there. I could have stayed out there for a little bit longer if I could actually got my hands on a ticket. But
exactly, exactly. But like I said, it took people by surprise, though. You know what I mean? Nobody was expecting. They were just thinking just it was going to be just a regular concert. You bring out a few people and that's it. But
it's
it was way much more than that. So if they make it an annual thing for Juneteenth, yeah, it's going. I think it's going to get bigger, bigger, bigger and better.
well, let's
So
hope it does, man. I'll be tuned into the next one for sure, just off the strength of this one. I'll tune into the next five of them,
yeah,
just off the strength of this last one, and it'll have to progressively get bootier for me to be like, I ain't watching this shit.
me too as well. Me too
All
as
right,
well.
man. That's what we got, though. We're gonna sign off, man. Shout outs to everybody who was on the stage. Shout out to everybody
Yeah,
watching.
yeah.
Good looking, Jay. That's what we got.
That-
When we hopping on again, I know we be feeling far in between.
whatever you want. Whenever the next hot topic.
Word
Whatever
up.
hot topic, we'll do
So
that.
what's going on, man? We need the time now, so let's get it
Okay.
popping.
All right, sounds good. All right, peace.
Those positive energy activates, constant elevation.